I'm Arran. I've just robbed the bank, and basically drew 2 kgs, so you missed my last car, and we're now on this car. This is my Mark 1 Caddy, which I've somehow managed to get away from a bank job in a 58 brake horsepower 1.6, but we've done it. To be fair, my last car was my sort of whitey silver Honda Civic. It was like Ferrari white, so that was pretty cool. It was on hydraulics and that. That was like, Drew did some photos of it and stuff. That was pretty cool. So we missed that one, so I apologise to you as well. It's really Drew's fault. I've said it on camera, so you can't undo it. Yeah, so this is my pickup. It's 1987, well, built in 1987, registered 1988, and yeah, like ancient, older than me, old as fuck.
What's the plans for it?
Plans for it. To be honest, I've had a couple of ideas. I'm in one of those sort of times where I'm like, I don't want to ruin it because I like it. It's classic, it looks nice. It's pretty nice the way it is now. Like, I've not done it, I've just kept it maintained in that, and I like it the way it is. But in saying that, I've had a couple of ideas and I'll share them with you guys, right? So basically, my first thought was like, should I do some sort of lowrider? Like full hydraulic setup, in the bed, get all painted, like nice glittery, full American style colours, tiny wee 13-inch wheels, single spoke, like spoked white wall tyres. Like, that was one idea. I've got a couple of special things coming from a company I can't name at the moment until they arrive, but I will. If you guys check my Instagram out, which I hope Drew will post in somewhere, you will see them as soon as they appear to me. I will fucking show you all, and it will be, trust me, one off. They will be sick. I've kind of want to do inside. I'm either going to do no carpet and just all painted inside, same colour as the car, because I'm starting to grow to like this colour. Like, originally I wanted to change it to the sort of Miami blue off the Porsches, a new Porsche. That was what I was like. I think Steve Fraser's got one of these R8, that sort of blue, but I'm actually now like, this is like the old Miami blue from the Mark 1s, and I actually quite like it, so I think I'm going to keep it like that. I want to do the interior, get a cage built, a white cage probably, and then obviously do the rest of the interior. That's the plan. I've thought of other ideas, engine swaps. Like, I've looked at R32 engines, I've looked at VR6s, I've looked at 2-litre ABFs, PD130s. Like, it's endless possibilities for these things. That's the problem. Like, you've only got one, so I can't do everything. But I'm thinking the wide wheels is hard. That's what I did on my Civic, but it is very difficult on these. I'd have to chop the body up. Didn't really want to chop the body up. I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm 50-50, do I get air ride? It's one of these ones where it's like, I've only just started looking at it. It's been sitting there for quite a while now in my garage, and I'm just kind of like thought, right, I need to do something with it. Seven or eight, I started to see cars that I liked. I was more into like Ferraris and stuff, like, just as like any young guy is, and cool. I was like, oh wow, like, that's awesome. Then as I got a wee bit older, funnily enough, I started to get into like hot rods, and like a lot of American scene. Like, I just was like just baffled by like old American cars. Like, loved like 30s, 40s, like Ford coupes, like sedans and stuff. Like, just astounded by them. I seen people build hot rods, raising the floors, chopping the roofs. Like, I just wanted to get into it from there, and I was like, I want to do something to do with cars. And as everyone does, Fast and Furious comes round. You're kind of like, all right, cool. Like the sort of drifts, like drifting and all that, like, and all the cars and that, like all the Japanese stuff, like, that's all cool. So then obviously I started to get into Hondas, and that's where it began. Like, my dad was always into bikes, so I was kind of always like around like mechanical stuff as I grew up, and he was an engineer at the time, so I just always liked fixing stuff, and then obviously it got to like, as I got older, I started to learn more, and then I think I was about 15 maybe, when I got, 14, I got a Land Rover Defender, and that was like a project between me and my dad, and we were doing like, it was a V8, so we were doing some stuff that, we raised the body and stuff, it was good, that was fun, that was like my first taste at it. Then we got a 68 Spitfire, so like did a wee bit of working about on that and rebuilt it and stuff, and then what else did I get? Then we got the Honda, so I was probably like 16, and then it just like I was just besotted by EK Civics for like years, and then I had my first Caddy when I turned 18. That was like a goldy green one, probably has been seen before, and that was all smooth and everything. That was a really good car, but still loved my Honda. So Caddy went, and then the Honda came, put on bags, everything like that. Then I put it away for like what seemed like an eternity, about fucking 5 years or something, and it was all getting smoothed, and I wanted to do hydraulics and custom wheels, and just spent an absolute house on it, and that was it. And then I decided, like, I think it was just the start of this year, like I bought an E46, and then I was like, you know what, I actually want to buy a Caddy pickup, another one. So I seen this one down in Devon, and we drove down to get it, and I drove it like about 50 mile back, and it broke down. So that was that. And I tried to drive it a wee bit further, and it broke down again. So the AA had to come out, and they had to put it into storage and bring it up for me on my like 480 mile trip or something. So it arrived like the next day. It was pretty good. Like so it sat off the road because it was basically fucked. It was like I've replaced everything now, and like ignition wise, everything's been changed. Brand new Weber carb, everything. So like runs good now. That's the main thing. Cars have always been like, I love cars. I look and read about cars all the time. That's literally the only thing I'm interested in. And I guess like all my friends are into cars in one way or another. It's a good thing because it brings you together, it's social, and that's how I've met a lot of my friends, has been through that. I think that's the real reason you should be doing cars. Like, to meet other people, to be social, and to be creative and build things that other people. I see a lot in the scene now, and I just see like, I don't know, people just, I think everyone just looks at something else and goes, I'm going to build mine like that, and I don't think that's really right. I think you should try and be creative in your mind, because anything can be done. Understand there's obviously objects like money and everything like that, but realistically, if you save for long enough, you'll build it. It doesn't need to be built next week, it can be built in 6 years. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I did that with my Civic, it was 5 years later before it was built. But you get the finished product that you imagine instead of the finished product that you've just seen someone else driving down the street. I think that's what's important. It's all money dependent, obviously, but I've just robbed a bank, so I'm not worried, clearly. Do something cool with this, like check Superzest out, basically. Just gonna give a wee shout out. Ghetto Works sort me out with a lot of gear, like help me out with a lot of car stuff as well. Like my man Georgie and Simons, like both of them, I've always known them for a lot of years now, helped me out with, I've got hats, check their stock out, and then obviously Superzest, like to obviously support my friends. That's the main thing. That's what the whole reason you do it.
Return of the cold leader, I believe in the creed of the greedy. Your final destination like a plane convenient and speedy. You're like a demon in my bloodstream, bleeding anemia. You're better than I'm even worse than that. Speaking leukemia, your premium goods like overpriced diamonds that cut glass. Poker without the collar and the white mustache, the brand you can trust. We high powered and coked up, holding the head, looking like a powdered donut, or like show enough in the last dragon, cash stacking up. Pull out the black magnum, now your ass is backing up. I've been the poster child for coca pies, higher than the heavens. Occupy the streets, riding with peasants, drinking cocktails and partying with rock stars, throwing Molotov cocktails at cop cars. I said it's the return of the cold eater and Coca Notions the crew. Point the finger over here, we pointing toasters at you.
Yeah, cheers guys. It's awesome. Sick.